Welcome to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always an instant classic. We are not at the broadcast table this time, so I don't have my headphones on. And I'm over here, and he's over there, or actually he's over there. It's throwing me off because it's flipping, and I don't know. But we are back for our weekly six pack. This week we are doing our top six favorite tag teams of all time. Hence the tag team titles there, the generic tag team titles that we found because we were looking for generic tag team titles. So yeah, but I don't even know if I have mine in any order because I couldn't figure out an order. I was like, do I like this tag team more? I don't know. So I'm just gonna go with it. I'm just gonna start. My number six is probably a tag team that most people are not going to remember unless you're a big fan of WCW in like the late 90s. But my number six, I'm going with Chronic. Brian Adams and Brian Clark. I loved they were two big guys. I always loved them. Even their entrance music I thought was pretty cool with the Chronic, and then it was just cool. They had kind of cool ring gear with like the barbed wire on it. I felt like they had a short run though. It didn't feel like they were out for very long, but I always liked them. But that is my number six. We're gonna give it to DJ for his.
Oh, I am still thinking about this. As we're doing this, I'm still thinking about this. Um, so I I started out with 12 tag teams. So I'll just give you the six that I eliminated from contention, probably because they were some of the last tag teams I thought of. So I was like, well, I couldn't have liked them that much, but I still really liked them. I got the Dudleys because I was like, you can't have a list without the Dudleys on it. Paul London and Brian Kendrick because they were so freaking cool to watch. They were so fun just to watch. The Rock and Sock Connection. They weren't necessarily a great like they worked together tag team, but they were hilarious and they won the tag team title. So you gotta put the Rock and Sock Connection in there. Edge and Christian because I love Edge and Christian and they totally reek of awesomeness. The Young Bucks because Super King. And the Young Bucks are always fun to watch. They do so many cool moves and so much stuff that makes you really love watching tag team wrestling. And then the Latin American Exchange. I was a big fan of Hernandez back in the day. If you don't know the story of me, watching Hernandez do his little dive over the top turnbuckle, and I tried it one time. I tried to jump over the couch, and I broke my hand. And I never lived that one down. Uh, but yeah, the Latin American Exchange would be kind of my, some of those tag teams that I put in. Um, I guess the number six for me would be the New Age Outlaws. Still, well, not necessarily now, but it's been like probably about 2 or 3 years ago. They were still going at it, still winning tag team titles and putting people over and everything. They're just a good tag team that had the charisma. And they had the good in-ring skill. Road Dogg was just amazing on the mic. I felt like, and you know, Billy Gunn was just really, he was just like he had that charisma too. Like they both had like equal amounts of charisma, which I really like. So I think my number six tag team is the New Age Outlaws.
All right. Um, I might get some similar teams down my list, but I'm gonna try to keep all of our whatever team we have at whatever spot, keep it just kind of because I might think a team is higher than DJ does. Put them at number six. How dare you? Good for
Actually, see, I'm not even gonna lie. Like I didn't like like I was writing down tag teams, and I didn't really get a chance to really rank them. My
Uh-huh.
number one is probably my number one,
Uh-huh.
but um, when I look at my six teams, I don't think the New Age Outlaws will be number six. But you know,
Uh-huh. Trying to make excuses now. But anyway, my number 5 is going to be a pair of brothers. Pretty good pair of brothers. And no,
the Usos.
I said a good pair of brothers. We going with the Briscoe brothers. I just love the Briscoes. I love them in tag team. I love them in singles competition, and I think I feel like they're the one of the tag teams where, like, for example, with like Edge and Christian, for a while there, they weren't really that great singles wise. Um, with the Dudleys, they're okay as singles, but they're better as a tag team. Even the Hardys are kind of better as a tag team. But I feel like with the Briscoes, they're good as a tag team just as they are in singles competition. I'm super excited for Jay Briscoe, Jay Lethal, too, and I'm excited for the next time I see Mark and Jay and tag team competition together. They're just that good. And Mark is like he's my hero. Mark Briscoe is my spirit animal. I have decided because the man is amazing. But that's my number 5. DJ, number 5.
All right, so my number 5. My number 5. I gotta go with the world's greatest tag team, Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas. It's unfortunate because I haven't really been able to watch them since they've been in WWE, since they left WWE. But now I know I think they kind of put themselves back in the kind in the picture in Ring of Honor for a little bit. That's what made me think of them too. But I wasn't watching Ring of Honor at the time, so I really didn't get to watch them. But um, I just really liked them. I don't know what it was about them. I love their freaking finisher, the leapfrog like backbreaker thing. I love that. I liked their alliance with Team Angle. It kind of gave them that kind of superstar power. Um, and I definitely think they were much better as a tag team than they were as singles guys. I don't know if Charlie Haas could have even lasted as a singles guy the way he was being booked in WWE. Whereas Shelton Benjamin, they tried it, but they just really, they really couldn't do anything with it. Um, but I think I really like them. I would honestly probably put them at number 6 and put the New Age Outlaws before them. I was thinking because we never ranked these. We like rarely ever have we actually had a true ranking system. Like the only one we really rank is like the top superstars at the end of the month. So I started writing down tag teams and I was kind of putting them in order, and then I was like, I like the but I, number 5. I'm just gonna go with it. I'm just gonna go with it. The world's greatest tag team.
All right, you go with it. You just go with it. All right. Number 4. This one was tough for me. Uh, this kind of goes to why we don't necessarily rank, even though we should, because it's a top 6, so we should rank things. But it's so hard, and I I hate to do this to them because I love them. But number 4 is the Young Bucks. Uh, it was so hard to decide, just because I love them now, but when I was first kind of introduced to them was in TNA, and unfortunately TNA did not book them very well and didn't use them very well, so I didn't get that really good first impression with them, I guess. And honestly, like a lot of people thought they were just, especially in TNA, they were basically a Hardy's ripoff. It felt like, if you, I've said it multiple times, if you go back and watch like early Hardy Boys stuff in WWF, they wore basically the same ring gear. But I definitely I feel like they've done so much better in Ring of Honor and New Japan. I feel like those companies kind of know how to use them better. And plus, I was a Motor City Machine Guns fan back then, so I was partial to a certain team. But they're just one of those tag teams that you love watching their matches. You love watching promos with them. And I mean, let's be honest, Super Kick is the best thing ever. It's just you can't not get excited for a Super Kick party. You can't. Number 4, DJ.
All right, my number 4 is gonna be the Briscoes. I really do like the Briscoes. Ever since I've started watching Ring of Honor, they've been one of my when I first started watching Ring of Honor, Jay Briscoe was on his own doing his own thing. So I already liked him. I already like he's a unique character, but he's got that star power about him. And Mark Briscoe, like they're so similar but so different, right? Like when they're in singles competition, it feels like they're so different, but like they're so in sync as a tag team. Um, I really wish they'd get a chance like in WWE or something like that. Just because I just feel like they have they've done so much and they've done so much for Ring of Honor and their tag team division, and even the singles divisions. But I just I like how they work together. They have like that good chemistry. Obviously, they're brothers, so they have a really good chemistry. And I just really enjoy watching these two guys, especially with all the talent that Ring of Honor has. With watching them go up against guys like the War Machine. That's always a good one. And a couple of tag teams that I have still left to list. I don't want to name them yet. So, but but yeah, I love the Briscoes.
Yeah, I'm surprised TNA hasn't tried to pick them up because I could see them doing really well in TNA. I don't know with WWE because WWE is more of a PG like show. I don't know how well that would work.
Well, didn't seem like that tonight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tonight was anyway. And Kofi with them shoes. Kofi with them shoes. I mean, so top 3. My number 3. Uh, 13, 14-year-old me would be really upset that they're only number 3. But, as you get older, you start to, you put the priorities ahead of everything. And the priorities are, really awesome technical work and, suicide dives. That's it. Those are the priorities when you get older, at least for me. But my number 3 are the New Age Outlaws. I can't really say much more than DJ already did about the New Age Outlaws, but they were just a really good team. And they were a team that kind of, I feel like, separately you wouldn't think would make a good team because they're so kind of different, but they work so well together and they mesh so well together that it worked out. And they, ended up being one of the most popular tag teams WWE has had. So they're my number 3. DJ, number 3.
Alrighty, number 3. This one, these last 3 are tough for me. It's hard to put them in order. So, goodness. All right, I'm just gonna go with my number 3 is Red Dragon. Um, I just they're one of the tag teams that really just get me going. As a wrestling fan, when I'm watching a tag team match with these guys, watching freaking Kyle O'Reilly put a submission on anyone ever from any angle ever is fantastic. And Bobby Fish, when he comes out there, he looks at the camera, he goes, and then he does. Oh man, I love it. I love it. Oh man, I love this team so much. They have me, have me hype when I'm watching the Red Dragon. Man, I really do like them. I like them a lot. They're kind of a small, like stout team, but they're just so fun to watch. They just do so many cool things. They do the dives, but they also have the technical skill, but they also have the tag team prowess. They got it all. And number three, that one, oh man, it was hard. It was hard to put him at number three. But number three, Red Dragon.
Yeah. My number two. I feel like we've heard this name in this countdown already, but my number two is Red Dragon. Um,
It's a good choice.
It is. It is. I put him higher than you do, apparently, because I like him more. But like DJ said, they can do the dives, they can do the technical work. But kind of similar with the, like I said, with the Briscoes, I love seeing them in tag team together, but their singles work is amazing too. And they've gotten some really good title opportunities in the past couple months, whether it's the TV title or the world title. Kyle O'Reilly almost got a chance. Come on, give the man the title. Bobby Fish had the chance at the TV title, which was awesome. I just love them, and I hope that they, I'd love to see them with the tag team titles again, but I also kind of want to see them get to that next level and get, the world title or the television title or WWE. I'm just saying. But DJ, number two. Let's see who's his number two.
All right. Number two for me is Bad Influence, formerly known now as The Addiction. Um, these are two guys I've been following for so long, man. Since because I've been a big TNA fan since 2005. So I obviously I've seen their singles work, and now as a tag team they've just really taken off. They're such good heels too. I'm not sure because I haven't really been caught up on my Ring of Honor, but we now have the Almighty Christopher Daniels, if I'm not mistaken. I know they're tag team champions right now. But I just enjoy them, especially for at the ages that they are, especially freaking Christopher Daniels. That man is like, what is he, like 40, like 42 or something? Like that man is old. He should not be going like he's going. But he just so amazing. I love watching the Addiction. They also have good mic skills too. They don't necessarily have to like come out and cut the promos like the New Age Outlaws did when they were, when they were in WWE, WWF at the time. But when they need to come out and cut a promo and get some heat, they know how to do it. But also when they need to get the crowd behind them, they know how to do it. And I definitely like them. I was upset when they left some TNA because I really like I liked watching them, but I still like watching them in Ring of Honor. I like the Addiction. What's their finisher? Can't remember off the top of my head anymore. Celebrity Rehab. Love that name for a finisher. like I love it so much. But yeah, the Addiction, number two. The Addiction.
All right. We're down to number one. Who is the cream of the crop? I'm not going to do the Macho Man promo. I'm not going to do it. I almost did it.
The Macho King promo.
Why it always got to be King?
Do the Macho King promo when he was talking to Ultimate Warrior. That's what you got to do.
Anyway, and no,
it's the Mega Powers.
It's not the Mega Powers. It's not. It's not. I thought about putting them in my list, but no, they didn't make the list. They did not make the list. But who did make the list and is the number one tag team in my list? Again, 13-year-old me would be really upset because when I was like 13, 14, it would have been the Hardy Boys. But, thinking about it, I don't know. I don't know. But my number one tag team, revitalized my love for tag team wrestling back in like 2006, 7, around that time, mid 2000s in TNA, we got the Motor City Machine Guns. Finally, they're back together in Ring of Honor / New Japan, whatever. So I'm excited. But yeah, they were one of my favorite tag teams in TNA when TNA's tag team division was really kind of on fire. When you had Beer Money, the Dudleys, Inc. LAX, all those tag teams that I wish they had a big tag team division like that again, because that was probably one of the better times in TNA. But I always loved the Motor City Machine Guns. They worked really well together. They were two of the guys that built up the X division, built up the tag team division. They were TNA originals. So you gotta love them. You gotta love Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley. And if you don't, you can get out of here right now. I'm sorry, that was rude. But for real, get out. Get out. Get out. Anyway, DJ, who is your number one?
I did. I thought about the Motor City Machine Guns. They were in the discussion. Who else was in the discussion? I thought about America's Most Wanted being on this list. I did. A couple more tag teams to add to my up to 14 now.
Think about Curry Man and Shark Boy.
I didn't. I did think about. I thought about Beer Money being on this list, but I did not think of John Cena and Shawn Michaels. I didn't. But my number one, your number one, everyone's number one tag team of all time. It's the Hardys. Let's be honest, people. It's the Hardys. If they're not at least in your top 5, you should be for shame if they're not at least in your top 5. The Hardys, man. They reinvented, which along with Ed and Christian and along with the Dudleys. Don't get me wrong. They reinvented the the tag team scene, like what we think of it now. They brought to. I feel like they gave us the hot tags. They gave us these stipulations we have today. The Hardys created the tag team division. People, they created it. I think we need Willow and Broken Matt to be a tag team right now. I think it needs. But I love them as I love them as singles guys. I do. Um, you know, but I love them as tag team guys. Jeff Hardy just willing to do anything, and Matt Hardy doesn't get the credit he deserves, but Matt Hardy's willing to do practically anything too. They're one and the same. But I've always loved the Hardys. When they were coming, when they kind of reunited in TNA, I thought that was a really cool time. Anytime they reunited throughout in WWE, they were always really, really cool and really cool to see. But number one, I announced Funaki. But number one tag team, it's the Hardys, baby. It's the Hardy Boys. The Hardy Boys. Also, one thing I want to ask you though, what are the tag teams that you left out? Because the list wasn't big enough.
Obviously, AMW. I liked AMW a little bit more than Beer Money. I'm sorry, everybody. I did. LAX, and then there was another team Hernandez was in. It wasn't LAX. It was Chavo? With Rosita and it wasn't LAX though. It was something else. But
so you're trying to tell me that the Mexicals didn't make your list?
Los Guerreros would have made the list. If you got Eddie, come on now. Let's see. Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman. I'm
What about Aaron
almost.
Boone?
I mean, they're there. I'm almost ashamed to say 3 count. I mean, and Ink Ink. I loved Ink Ink. Uh, I miss him. Miss him. But yeah, I mean, we probably could have done like a top 20 tag teams and still had like more. But anyway, that is our top 6 tag teams of all time. Well, maybe not of all time, but like because we only a certain age, so I mean, I wasn't there in the '70s and in most of the '80s, so I can't judge really, but maybe I could watch like on the WWE Network for $9.99 a month, maybe, but for right now, that is our top 6 tag teams. It might change in the future. We might do another one in the future. I don't know. And I don't know what the next 6 pack is going to be because we never really decide until like Monday morning or Sunday night because we procrastinate. Let's be honest. We procrastinate. We do. But follow the podcast, subscribe to the channel, follow the Twitter at ICW_podcast. We probably should have it somewhere, but we don't. But it's ICW_podcast. Follow us on there. Like the video, share the video. Tell us if you like the new green screen effect that we're using on our videos. We think you do, but we don't know if you do until you tell us that you do. So tell us that you do, and then we'll continue to do it. Because if you don't like it, we're not going to waste our time with it because Google Plus hates it. Because Google Plus hates everything. But we will see you, I think, tomorrow for TNA and possibly, maybe, probably not Money in the Bank predictions because Justin. That's the only excuse because Justin. But we will see you on the flippity dippity. Oh yeah.